Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be doing some weekly planning, and I'm also going to talk about how I got into digital planning in the first place and show you some of my old paper planner collection. So here I'm just cropping a washi tape and using that to make the headers of each of the different boxes. So this vertical weekly layout is one of my favorites because I like to be able to split my day into different areas of my life. With digital planning, I just find it super easy to copy and paste stickers. So you can see here I've just made them all for one side of the page and I'm just copying them onto the other side. And it's also really easy to rearrange it if you have put them in the wrong place. And now I'm just making the headers for each of the different boxes, which is currently the key focus of my days at the moment. And I'm using the lasso tool to just copy the headers into each different day. And now I'm using a checklist sticker just to make a to-do list for each of the different boxes. So when I find that I'm really busy in the week, I like to make a lot of lists and check boxes just to make sure that I can get all the tasks done. So stickers on washi tape for me is one of the best aspects of digital planning because you don't have to worry about running out of stickers or using up your washi tape because you can easily just copy and duplicate the sticker as many times as you want. So when I was filming this, I actually got to Tuesday. I don't always complete my planners each day, but if I miss a day, I do like to go back and fill it in just so I know what I've completed, and I also get a sense of accomplishment from even just ticking off tasks that I've already completed. I don't know if anyone else likes to do that or if it's just me. If you guys have been following my previous videos, you might know that I've been trying to get into more journaling, and I think that the horizontal layout might be better for that, but yeah, for now I'm sticking with the vertical layout, but I may try to switch up between the two. I also like to use sticky notes just to make some more blank space on my page, and here I've made this into a don't forget dashboard so I can put down any reminders for myself. So before I got into digital planning, I was using paper planners like this Filofax Malden, which I still really love, but I never use it anymore because of fear of scratching the leather. I don't know if that's just me or if anybody else feels like that. So yeah, I do totally baby my planners. And even this one, this is a Midori style notebook. You're supposed to like scratch the leather and give it character, but no. And this planner is from Paper Chase. I am very guilty of having multiple planners, and after making this video I realized that I have a few more that I forgot to include in the video. And this is another smaller Filofax that I never used, but it kind of just lives in the box. In my paper planners, I use erasable pens only because I like to be able to erase any mistakes and keep my pages tidy. And that's one of the biggest pros about digital planning, is that you can just hit the undo button or use the eraser. Also with the pen choice, I find that a big pro of digital planning is that you can get unlimited color choice and also a variety of different highlighters. And in OneNote, you have all these different glittery pens as well that I really like. I think these are super fun to use, and that's definitely a pro of digital planning. I also use this hole punch to make my own inserts, as you can see here. So I just printed them out and hole punched them, and I also used the colorful paper just to make things a bit more interesting. Yeah, so these are pretty random, but they were fun. So with digital planning, you can copy and duplicate any page as many times as you want. So when you have a template in your planner, you can just reuse that again and again. Here is my washi tape collection. I don't have that many, and I remember using these sparingly just because I didn't want to run out of my favorite designs, such as this one. And yeah, they were fun to use, but obviously not as easy as digital planning in my opinion. So with digital washi tape, as I've demonstrated, it's really easy to resize them larger or smaller, and even rotate them. So I find using digital washi tapes a lot easier. And decorating using stickers is also super easy. As you can see here, I'm decorating a cover using stickers and text. Compare that to when I decorated the cover of this notebook. I printed out colored paper and used this Mod Podge PVA glue to stick it onto the cover. So that was fun, but obviously a whole lot more hassle. The other fact I really like about digital planning is the ease at which you can insert photos into your planner. So this is really great for journaling because you can see here I'm just taking a photo with the iPad and I can airdrop that directly onto my iPad. And also if you're not using an Apple phone, you can put them onto cloud storage and easily access them that way. So in paper planners, I used to print out my photos as well and stick them in my planner, which is fine if you have access to a really good high quality printer. I also used to find digital art that I liked on the internet and I would print them out and stick them in my notebook. So these are dolls, if anybody has ever heard of this term. I used to be super obsessed with this, and I also collected paintings from the internet that I stuck into my planner. The thing with sticking a lot of things into your notebooks and journals is that eventually your planner will get really fat, especially if you like doing scrapbooking. When I travel, I like to stick all of my receipts and bits and bobs that I collect from my travels into my journal. So yeah, my planners always become really fat in the end. So here's just a random photo of me and Dan when we were in Australia. We are pestering some kangaroos in this particular photo. So compare that with digital planning, I just find that a whole lot easier to just take photos from your camera roll or from cloud storage, and you can even take a photo of a receipt and crop the image and put that in your planner as well. And I can also imagine that if you were going to be doing any photo editing, you could probably edit it directly on your iPad and then put that on your digital planner. It's also really easy to make different textured papers. So here you can see I've just used different backgrounds and textures to make this vintage paper sticky notes, which is going to be in my next sticker pack that I'm currently working on. And with the white pen, you can easily write on dark colored paper and also black colored paper, and it just stands out really well. And this is definitely a positive of digital planning as well. I find it's also really easy to get creative when you don't have to worry about making mistakes. You can doodle in Procreate app or directly on your digital planner and not worry about making a mistake because you can easily undo it. So here's a sneak peek of the next sticker pack I'm working on. This is the vintage paper collection, which is inspired by some junk journals that I'm going to show you later in the video. I'm just filming on my camera, so sorry about the wobbliness of the footage. And this here is a junk journal. I don't know if anyone else has heard of that term, but I made all of these brown paper by dipping them into tea and then baking them individually. So that was fun to make, but very time consuming. And I've just turned that into a travel junk journal. And these are all papers that I've pre-baked using tea and coffee after I printed them out on the printer, and I've yet to fill this one up. And here are some cutouts I made using the same technique. I also find it really easy to be creative on the iPad using the Procreate app, because if you're anything like me, I'm a perfectionist and I have anxiety putting pen to paper in fear of making a mistake. And in Procreate, you can see with this time lapse, you can just make mistakes as much as you want and you can easily undo them and just try again. And here I've made this bunny sticker, and with all of these stickers that I drew in Procreate, I just turned them into PNG stickers for my sticker book. And here are also some icons that I drew. When I was paper planning, I would also love to draw and paint, and I would do that in my journal as well, but it depends on the quality of the paper. Sometimes the paper is too thin, so I wouldn't be able to paint on them. And here is me painting on the iPad using Procreate app, using my watercolor set, which is available in my shop. So the feel is slightly different to painting on paper, but I do much prefer it because you don't have to worry about making mistakes. And once again, I turned those into digital stickers as well, and also semi-transparent stickers that you can put over writing and objects and still be able to see underneath them. I also like to make a lot of lists, so that's anything from like takeaways, restaurants, and movies that I like, just random things. In my digital planner, I have this Hyperlink Pages section, which means that each page is hyperlinked. So here you can see I'm using this bookshelf tracker to track the books that I want to read. And because this page is hyperlinked from the index page, I can easily go back to the index page and then just tap on the section to come back to this page. So that is another pro of digital planning that I found. And here are some of my notebooks that I've yet to fill out. So I really like having like a beautiful notebook to flip through, especially when the paper is really pretty inside. However, the downside is because I'm anxious about making a mistake, like with my bad handwriting. I just found myself never using them. So yeah, so it's kind of like a pro and a con of having a paper planner. And here is a joke gift that somebody gave me because they know that I like planners. It is a disappointments diary / planner that is full of disappointment and pessimism. And here is a dream journal that I also haven't filled out. It's for like documenting your dreams. So digital planning is really space saving because I can house all of my planners onto my iPad, and I can have a variety of different ones with different layouts and different papers, and it doesn't take up any space in my flat at all. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I switched to digital planning as well, is because I live in a really small flat and I don't really have space to accumulate a lot of the paper planners and notebooks. Now, I feel like I've mentioned a lot of the positives of digital planning. There are some downsides as well, such as writing on a glossy screen. I feel is not as nice as writing on paper, but there are matte screen protectors that you can use to help with this, even though I don't own one. And I'm also writing on a dotted paper here to help me write in a straight line. So overall, I do feel like the positives far outweigh the negatives. So if you haven't yet tried digital planning, I definitely urge you to give it a go. I definitely don't think I will be going back to paper planning anytime soon, and especially for me, it's a great creative outlet because I love to make planners and stickers, and I sell them in my shop. So if you're interested, go and check the shop links down below in the description. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. But before you go, I'm really keen to hear about how you got into digital planning, what you think are the pros and cons of each of them, and if you haven't yet got into digital planning, why you're interested in starting. So I'll see you in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.